Hello, welcome to a brand new podcasting episode of the Horror Hour. This is where I will be telling you a few short horror stories to make your day just a little creepier, a little better, a little more adrenaline filled. Alright, I have you a creepy horror story and I would like you to give your opinions of it in the comments. Now, I'm not going to bore you with any more of my talk. I'm going to get straight into it. In the small town of Willow Creek, nestled deep within the dense forest of Oregon, there was a legend whispered among the locals, a tale of a forsaken mansion hidden away from prying eyes. The mansion, known as Blackwood Manor, was said to be cursed. Its halls echoed with the tortured souls of those who had met their demise within its walls. Sarah, an adventurous college student with a fascination for the macabre, couldn't resist the allure of the legend. She gathered her friends and embarked on a midnight expedition to explore the abandoned mansion and uncover its secrets. As they approached Blackwood Manor, under the cover of darkness, an eerie fog shrouded the desperate structure, giving it a otherworldly appearance. Sarah led their way, her heart pounding with excitement and trepidation. Upon entering the mansion, they were greeted by suffocating stillness, broken only by the creaking of floorboards beneath their feet. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and the walls seemed to leer at them with malevolent intent. As they ventured deeper into the mansion, they discovered rooms shrouded in darkness, each filled with relics forgotten of the past. Dust-covered furniture lay scattered about, and faded portraits adorned the walls, with their eyes following the intruders with an unsettling gaze. Suddenly, a blood-curdling scream piercing the silence echoed through the halls of the Blackwood Manor. Panic seized Sarah and her friends as they frantically searched for the source of the sound. In the dim light of their flashlights, they stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading down to the depths of the mansion. With trembling hands, they descended into the abyss. Their footsteps echoed off the stone walls. At the bottom of the staircase, they found themselves in a damp, dimly lit chamber. In the center of the room, an ornate coffin, its lid slightly ajar. With a sense of dread gnawing at their hearts, they approached the coffin, unsure what they would find within. As they peered inside, they were met with a sight that would haunt them for the rest of their days. A ghastly apparition, pale and ethereal, with hollow eyes that seemed to pierce their very souls. With a defecating roar, the spectre lunged forward, its icy grip tightening around their throats. Sarah and her friends screamed in terror as they struggled against the ghostly assailant. Be- but before their efforts were futile, in the darkness of the Blackwood Manor their screams went unheard, swallowed by the sinister whispers of the cursed mansion. And as dawn broke over the horizon, the legend of Blackwood Manor, claimed its latest victims before their fate, forever intertwined with the haunted halls of the forsaken mansion. Thank you for joining me for story one. Did you really think I was going to leave you just with one, with how short they are? I am going to give you three here. Alrighty, getting into the next one. Story 2. In the heart of the Appalachian Mountains, there lay a forgotten hamlet named Whispering Pines. Tucked away from the prying eyes of the modern world, it held secrets darker than the shadows that danced among its ancient trees. For years, residents of Whispering Pines lived in fear of the woods that surrounded their isolated community. They whispered tales of a malevolent presence lurking within the forest, waiting to ensnare unsuspecting souls into its grasp. One stormy night, a young couple, Emma and Jacob, sought refuge in the Whispering Pines after their car broke down on a desolate stretch of road. Desperate for shelter from the raging tempest, they stumbled upon a diplomated cabin at the edge of the woods. Ignoring warnings of the locals, Emma and Jacob sought refuge within the decaying walls of the cabin, unaware of the darkness that awaited them. As the night as the night wore on, strange noises echoed through the cabin. Whispers carried on the wind, and the sound of footsteps prowled outside their door. Emma and Jacob clung to each other in terror, their hearts pounding with dread. With trembling hands, Jacob lit a lantern, casting a flickering light that barely penetrated the suffocating darkness. But the feeble glow revealed nothing but horrors lurking in the shadows. Suddenly, a piercing scream shattered the silence, tearing through the night like a knife. Emma and Jacob huddled together, paralyzed with fear, as the sound of scratching and clawing grew louder and louder with each aching second. With a deafening crash, the door of the cabin burst open, unleashing a maelstrom of chaos upon the unsuspecting couple. A monstrous creature, its eyes burning with malevolent fury, its skin pale and dark, it loomed in the doorway, the grotesque form silhouetted against the stormy night. Emma and Jacob filed into the woods, their screams drowned out by the hollowing winds and the sinister laughter of the forest itself. No matter how much they ran, they could not escape the darkness, and the relentless creature pursued them into the night. The creature that stalked them through the darkness. As dawn broke over Whispering Pines, the villagers found no trace of Emma and Jacob. Their fates forever intertwined with the cursed forest that claimed them, and as the whispers of the forest grew louder, they knew the darkness that lurked within would never be sated. Okay, moving on to story number 3. In a quiet town of Evergreen Valley, nestled in between towering pines and rolling hills, there stood an old abandoned mansion known as the Ravenwood Manor. The locals whispered of its dark history, tales, and unspeakable horrors that unfolded within its walls long ago. One fateful Halloween night, a group of adventurous teenagers dared each other to spend the night in the Ravenwood Manor, eager to prove their bravery and scoff at the superstition of the folklore. Among them was Emily, a thrill seeker with a fascination for the macabre. Despite her friends' warnings, she relished the chance to explore the deceptive mansion and uncover its secrets. As midnight approached, Emily and her friends crept through the overgrown grounds of the Ravenwood Manor, their footsteps muffled by fallen leaves. The air was thick with the scent of decay, and as a sense of unease settled over them like a shroud, With trembling hands, they pushed open the creaking doors of the mansion, and they stepped into the darkness beyond the shadows that danced across the walls, and the floorboards groaned with each of their feet as they ventured deeper into the heart of the Ravenwood Manor. The air grew colder with each passing moment. A chill ran down Emily's spine as she felt the weight of unseen eyes watching her every move. But she pushed aside her fears and determined to uncover the truth of the mansion's sinister reputation. As they explored the labyrinth corridors of the Ravenwood Manor, they stumbled upon a hidden staircase leading down into the bowels of the mansion. Ignoring the warning signs, they descended into the depths below, their flashlights piercing the darkness like beacons of hope in a sea of despair. But they reached the bottom of the staircase. They were greeted by a sight that would haunt them forever. A room bathed in crimson light, its walls adorned with grotesque symbols and arcane sigils. Before they could react, a guttural growl echoed the chamber, and a figure emerged from the shadows. A monstrous creature with gnarled claws and eyes laid that burned with unholy fire. With a blood-curdling scream, Emily and her friends turned to flee, but they found themselves trapped in the clutches of the Ravenwood Manor's malevolent embrace. The walls shifted and twisted around them, morphing into a nightmarish labyrinth, which there was no escape. In the darkness of the Ravenwood Manor, their screams went unheard, swallowed by the light void that consumed them. As the sun rose over Evergreen Valley, the mansion stood in silence once more, its secrets buried beneath layers of a forgotten lore, waiting for the next unsuspecting souls to wander into its grasps. I hope you have enjoyed this show from your radio host. Now, I will see you all in the next one, whether it be a video, a short, a post on Instagram, to a idiotic TikTok, to the update tomorrow that you will receive on the latest war news. This, I have no idea when the next one will come out, but maybe tomorrow or sometime this week. Thank you all for joining. I hope you have had a wonderful time listening, and make sure to subscribe so you don't lose track of when there's a new episode. And bye bye!